Lots of people struggle with these questions, but it's mostly about following instructions and understanding a few basic things about how equations work. So let's take a look. The store sells 2 different size containers of a certain Greek yogurt. The store's sales of this Greek yogurt totaled $1,277.94 last month. The equation 5.48x plus 7.30y equals whatever represents this situation where x is the number of smaller containers sold and y is the number of larger containers sold. According to the equation, which of the following represents the price in dollars of each smaller container? Okay, so first and foremost, just which variable do we even care about, right? So smaller containers are x. Though I will say a lot of people somehow misread this because they see the word smaller container and then they keep going and see the y. And I don't know if it's because of just the way that it's cut off on my page or their page or whatever, but like it's not hard to see that the smaller containers are the x. X is the number of smaller containers. It literally says that. So I'll even highlight, just like focus on the right thing. So right away, that tells me that I'm focusing on the x or the 5.48. So that's going to get rid of these 2 choices. So now what do they want? We got to think, do we need the x or not? We want to know the price of each small container. So that is telling me a rate. And a rate is basically going to be a slope. Now, this is not written in y equals mx plus b format because we have the x and the y together, but it kind of behaves the same way. When we have the x and the y on one side of a linear equation, it's like basically a way of representing 2 different rates. So there's a rate for the small containers and a rate for the large containers. And so the rate is what we're interested in. So that's going to be choice A, just the 5.48, right? Because if we took that and multiplied it by the number of smaller containers, which is what they explicitly tell us x is, then you're going to get the total cost for all those containers. And they could ask that. So there are other versions of this question where that's exactly what they want from you. So you just got to be careful. But it's one of those things that if you just understand basic things about how equations are built, and that the number that is being multiplied by a variable is very often the rate associated with that variable, it makes it so much easier to solve these things because you're just like, do they want the rate? Do they want some sort of total? Here they want the rate. So we just want the number.